Water, clean water, life-sustaining water. Something we often take for granted, but not in Malawi, Africa. Thanks to clean water from Malawi, thousands of men, women, and children are getting the clean water they thirst for. From wells drilled by Clean Water from Malawi, lives are being transformed and saved, and you can help.
There's a proverb that says, if you give a cup of water, you will receive a cup of water in return. And I think everyone that participates in this program of providing funds for clean water from Malawi will receive a blessing from God, because it's something that I believe God is vitally interested in, seeing his people have some clean water to drink and eliminate the death and sickness that has been occurring in their population. The average person only has a 50-year lifespan. We hope that by the time we get through, we can raise it up to 60. I'm Victor Smith with Clean Water from Malawi. The mission for Clean Water from Malawi is to bring to every woman, man, and child clean drinking water to eliminate sickness and death.
To help you get an overview, please consider these water statistics. Globally, almost 1 billion people lack clean drinking water. In Africa, 300 million people lack clean water. Unclean water causes illnesses such as diarrhea, cholera, and dysentery. Intestinal worms infect about 10% of the population of the developing world. Intestinal parasitic infections can lead to malnutrition, anemia, and stunted growth. Every year, there are 4 billion cases of diarrhea as a result of drinking contaminated water, resulting in 2.2 million deaths each year. 1.4 million children die every year from diarrhea caused by unclean water and poor sanitation. That's 4,000 children that die every day, or 1 child every 20 seconds. About 1 in 3 people lacking access to clean water survive on less than $1 a day. Households in rural Africa spend an average of 26% of their time fetching water, walking about 3.75 miles, and it is generally women who are burdened with the task. The highest risk of infectious disease is from food and waterborne illnesses from contaminated water. Water pollution in Malawi is from agricultural runoff sewage and industrial waste. We're drilling wells in Malawi, saving lives in one of the poorest nations in the world. Malawi is located in southeastern Africa. It has a population of 15.8 million. 85% of the people live in rural areas. 52% live on less than $1 a day. 63% do not have clean water.
There's a tremendous need for clean water. In this country, we take clean water for granted. In most of the world, bad water claims the lives of 5,000 children under the age of 5 every day. Half of the hospital beds in the world are filled with people who have water-related diseases.
Clean Water from Malawi has completed 42 wells in Malawi since we started drilling over a year ago. 24 of those wells were funded by individual contributors, and 18 wells were paid for by the Rotary clubs in the Jackson area. We are so excited and blessed to be able to provide clean water to one of the poorest countries in the world. The cost to drill 1 water well is $3,500, and 1 well provides clean water for an average of 347 people.
This is a lantern that we give to most of the villages we work in, and this allows them to go out at night safely and draw the water without fear of snakes and other animals. We were excited when a lady in one of our villages made a statement that it was the first time she'd ever tasted clean water in all of her life. She was 66 years old. It is really a blessing to those of us involved, and we know a blessing to the people that are receiving this gift of life. Never have I been involved in a ministry that actually statistically saves lives every year. People are dying every year, and these deaths are now eliminated, at least from bad water.
Go to www.cleanwaterformalawi.org or mail a check to Clean Water for Malawi, Post Office Box 6177, Jackson, Mississippi 39288.
I could share with you many more things of why I'm motivated to be involved with Clean Water for Malawi, but I have some friends that would like to share with you their stories of why they're involved with Clean Water for Malawi.
I'm Chris Vowell, and this is my wife Stacy, and we started a new church about 16 months ago, Crossway Community Church in Philadelphia, and Stacy wants to tell you a little bit about our well.
We are so excited about Clean Water for Malawi. 6 months into starting our new church, we felt led to give money for a well. 9 months later, we got to visit that village where we had provided the water well. Words cannot begin to express the gratitude of these people, the impact that we made on their lives. We in America take so much for granted as far as water. We don't even think about not having clean water. In providing this clear water, we're saving lives.
We were really excited to see what a difference the $3,000 that we gave for the well back then, just being a small church and then getting to go there and see so many lives, not just physically, but with church starts, with all kinds of things going on in that area. So we really see that anybody can do this. You don't have to be a big church to really make a difference in Malawi.
My name is Mike Price. There's not a lot I can add to Chris and Stacy what they had to say, but from my perspective, water is the most essential thing that we can have, and we all take that for granted. It's just like for the fact that some of the people there have to walk 5 and 6 and 7 miles just to get some kind of quality of water, and it's bad quality. Most of the time, the places that I saw was from the same place that cattle was drinking from. And they get these diseases, the cholera and all the other diseases. People are dying every day. And when these wells are put into these villages, it makes such a difference. You can see the thankfulness and just the joy in the people's lives. And I cannot stress the point enough of how much of a difference that it makes just to get clean water there.
Hello, I'm Ed Buckner from Starkville, Mississippi. I recently had the opportunity to go to Malawi to see Clean Water of Malawi in action. It was a blessing. It's a long way there, and all of you might not be able to travel there, but you can give, and by your giving, you will complete this, and that is, inasmuch as you've done it unto one of the least of these, my brothers, you've done it unto me.
My name is Jan King, and I'm from Anguilla, Mississippi. Several months ago, Victor and Bridget came to our church to just discuss with us some things, and they were talking about Clean Water for Malawi, which I had never heard of. And my husband and I were burdened with the fact that we needed to do something, so we sponsored a well that night. And our deacon body from our church sponsored a well that night. The preacher from our church sponsored a well that night. So Sunday morning, when we got to Sunday school and were discussing it and just so on fire for what was going on, my Sunday school class gave the money for another well. And we had so much momentum going that we got enough money for another well. So we did 5 wells out of our church in that short period of time, and our church has only a membership of about 120. And not only did we donate, but I was given the opportunity to go over and see that in action, and it is just, these people need clean water. You know, these children are dying from not having clean water, and it's just something that I would like anybody to do, is contribute to Clean Water of Malawi and allow these people to have the same benefits that we have, just some good, clean drinking water. This is something that anybody can do. It can be your church, your local community, your women's prayer group, anybody, any individual. You know who you are and you know what you can do, and it would just be wonderful if you could bless these people the way you've been blessed.
My name is Buddy Noblin. I'm a member of the Coon Long Christian Sharing class at Christ United Methodist Church in Jackson, Mississippi. I've known Victor Smith for a long, long time. Victor came to our church and was wandering around in the halls, and we were visiting, and he said he was there to speak to a Sunday school class, and so we checked around and discovered that class met at another time, an hour later, and so we invited him to speak to our class, the Coon Lawn Christian Sharing class, and Victor had his material, and along with David Beard, and they began to speak and show us the slides that they had concerning the water there in Malawi. It was a very compelling slideshow and talk, and the class was moved because of the extreme need of these people. And over a period of several weeks, the money came in, and eventually we were able to fund an entire well for the charity, and we're extremely happy to do so. I would say to you that if you are a member of a civic group or a Sunday school class or any other type of group, that you might consider giving to these wells for Malawi, because the need is significant, and if you examine the material, you will know that it's something that would be good for your group to do. So I hope that you'll consider that.
I'm Wyatt Emmerich. I'm president of Emmerich Newspapers, which publishes 25 newspapers primarily in Mississippi. I've known Victor Smith for decades. I like to call him Saint Victor for what he's done with mission work in Honduras and with all the churches here in Jackson. And when I learned about Clean Water for Malawi, I was just taken. I guess you would have to say the Holy Spirit grabbed hold of me. The idea that you could spend $3,000 or $4,000, drill 50 feet down, and give a village of 400 people fresh water for the first time in their lives and save 5, 10 lives a year just grabbed me. It grabbed me in a way nothing has ever grabbed me. God has given me certain gifts that allow me to marshal resources and people in a productive way, but I have to realize that these are gifts from God to serve His purpose. And being a businessman without real stewardship is an empty vessel. And so Clean Water for Malawi has become our corporate adopted project, our mission, and we look forward to building this up and building it up every year. Our goal is to make sure everyone in the state of Malawi has clean water. You cannot live without clean water. You cannot worship joyfully without clean water. Clean water is so fundamental to what we do, and the references to clean water in the scripture are just so abundant. I really look forward to being a part of this project, and I could not pick a more wonderful individual than Victor Smith to do it with. One of the things I became involved with was the website, and what I wanted to document every single well we drilled, so that if your church gives or your civic organization gives, you can go to Clean Water for Malawi, you can click on the map, you can go right and you can see your well, you can see the village people, you can see a video of them just joyfully dancing in celebration of this clean water, and you can see the plaque from your church or your civic club, and you can know that your $3,000 or $4,000 has saved dozens and dozens of lives and will continue to save lives every year. I venture to say that you could not find any other project where you have a better ratio of money spent to life saved. And Malawi is a Christian nation, and we can make a real difference, not just in saving lives, but in demonstrating, like the book of James, that Christianity is not just words and beliefs, it's action. And this is a chance to take action, and take action in such a fundamental and demonstrable way. It's compelling. It's absolutely compelling.
There's a verse in Corinthians that I would like to share with you that has a lot to do with what we're doing and why we're doing it in Malawi. This gift you give is not only meeting the needs of God's people, but it is also overflowing in many expressions of thanks to God. Last year, Clean Water for Malawi drilled 36 wells. This year we have plans for many more. You can be a part of it.